I'll wear your guts around my neck! Someone there?
Movement detected. Hostile sensor reading detected.
Sean.
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
It wasn't always like this. It used to be different.
I can only imagine. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
They left me on ice. For 60 years.
They did. And for good reason. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
Your unconditional love is overwhelming. I think I need a moment.
I can accept that you're offended. You must understand, though. I have had no love to feel. We have been strangers until now, you and I. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. I had no idea what kind of man you were, you see. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you, as it has everything else? Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
This is science to you? It's pathetic, all of it.
I'm sorry you see it that way. Perhaps in time you'll see it differently. There are greater things to come after your success at Bunker Hill. The synths have been safely returned and will be repurposed. Thank you for your work. I hope you weren't at too much risk.
The Courser could have handled it on his own. It was a waste of my time.
I disagree. It's important that you understand the work that is necessary to maintain the Institute. The railroad remains an annoyance, of course, but they'll be dealt with as necessary. And you, well, you've passed the test, as they say. You have done well. Please, take this as a token of my appreciation. Our appreciation, really. It's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. The Directorate is meeting, and you should be there. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
Nice work bringing that rogue synth back.
But I love being a father even more. Why can't a synth be a person too?
It must make you proud to see
I don't
all
really see
that
the
Father
difference.
has done, all that he has built.
Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is he doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ayo has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Sir, are you sure this is the time to be discussing it? Given, well, considering all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
I have no idea what that is.
I'll admit I'm relieved. It's intended to be something of a classified project, which I'm sure means everyone already knows about it. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
Compromises for the weak.
That is one perspective, yes. But I think we can agree that going forward, no one can consider us weak. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Nuclear power? That's a disaster waiting to happen.
Not in our hands. I assure you this is the answer. This is the future. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to Phase 3, and to how you will help.
Sir.
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I'm not overly fond of putting my own father in harm's way, he has proven more than capable of handling himself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please, as I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What?
Can't be
Please,
serious.
everyone, please, I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
Why would you joke about this? It isn't funny.
Were it a joke, I'd agree it's in poor form. But I'm afraid it's not. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my father as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really?
Seems a poor choice.
How can you possibly justify this? He isn't one of us. He isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my father has already proven himself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
It's great to have you here.
The Institute is my life. I hope it'll be yours too.
Hello, Father. I hope your time in the Institute has been enjoyable.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once. I'm sorry, Father. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
I can do the job.
Of course you can. That's why I made the decision. There's no question that some of the Directorate, and the Institute at large, will need reassurances about your appointment. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead, for all of us. But for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
My daddy says your father's daddy, but he looks so much older than you.
I know you'll achieve great things here. We all do.
Excuse me, Doctor.
It's a real juggling act, trying to keep all the systems down here operating in the green. This place might look shiny and new, but there's a lot of old technology in these walls. I lose sleep worrying about when the next blackout's gonna hit.
How old are we talking about?
Well, the reactor and a lot of the related systems. You know, cooling, monitoring, power distribution. That's all pre-war tech. Most of the superstructure down here was built later, when the people who survived the war. I guess each generation's been tinkering with the place, adding labs, making upgrades, and so on. There's some stuff I need to check on. See you around, yeah?
Father is more than just our leader. He is our creator.
I hope all your needs are being seen to. You just let me know if they're not.
Busy day for you, isn't it? Well, it's about to get busier. You're going to lead this operation, I'm told.
I need some details here. I have no idea what I'm getting into.
Of course, that's why we're talking. Otherwise, you'd be up top already. Recent events have upset our timetable. Getting the reactor online has become our #1 priority. It needs to be running, well, yesterday. We're going to have to cut some corners. I'm not thrilled, but it means we'll need to rely on some pre-war tech. You're going to the mass fusion building to acquire a beryllium agitator for us.
That sounds dangerous.
Any place above ground has its risks, but that's why you're in charge. You're there to protect me.
You're going? That complicates things.
Not really, no. I admit I'm not fond of going up top, but I promise to stay out of your way. This device we're after, it's very sensitive equipment, and it's pretty damn old. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that I trust myself more. So, are you going to put up a stink, or can we get moving?
Sounds good. I'd appreciate the company.
Not as much as I'd appreciate coming back in one piece. I don't like going above ground unless there's no other option. But here we are, with our options dwindling quickly. Not to put more pressure on you, but we have to move quickly on this. Word is that the Brotherhood is nosing around the area. We don't want them getting the agitator before we do. Head on up to the relay, and I'll meet you there.
This better be an emergency.
Such a positive guy, that Bing Crosby. Here's a thing. A sort of note, I guess, from a sponsor here in Vining City. And I'll just read it. Choice Chops wants you to know we have meat. Just meat. Stop asking if we have anything else. Next is Ella Fitzgerald, who doesn't like it when people can't decide things, and then sings about it.
It's my responsibility to make sure this place runs smoothly. The Brotherhood sure is here. Guess we'll have to go through them.
Aha! Found you! Right here!
No sign of the agitator. We'll have to search the rest of the building.
Calm down, Noel. You knew that this was coming. I don't understand why you're acting this way.
Don't tell me to calm down, Carl. When we started designing the beryllium agitator, you said it would be for the benefit of mankind. Instead, I find out that you have been planning on turning it over to the military all along. You lied to me.
Don't give me that high and mighty attitude. Have you picked up a newspaper lately? There's a war going on out there, Doctor. And if our side wins, it needs all the help it can get.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Since when did science start taking sides? What did they promise you, Carl? Money? Political favors? A goddamn medal?
That's enough!
Leave no survivors! For Elder Maxon!
Over here! Over here! Damn! Lost him.
Honor, glory.
Allie.
Well, isn't this fun? Well, isn't this fun? There's the reactor. Not a bad piece of work for its time.
I'm in.
Powering up. Protectron on duty. Protect and...
Levels are almost off.
Now cycling airlock. Please wait. Initiating decontamination sequence. Decontamination complete. You may proceed.
It should be a report at the top of the page.
Security alert in the reactor chamber. Emergency lockdown initiated. complete.
Sensor alert. Anomalies engaging.
Lockdown ended.
These guys just don't know when they're beaten, do they? I'll help the synths buy some time. Make sure you get back to the Institute with the agitator.
Dr. Fillmore.
Well, all we need to do...
Sweet.
Hostile target detected. Take cover until the danger has been eliminated. Kill.
No mercy.
Primary sensor critically damaged. Hello.
Weapons ready.
Attacking enemy.
Rise assault. Fan out.
Honor.
Damn it!
Detected.
No.
Allie,
This wasn't really what I planned on doing today.
Excuse me.
Greetings, sir.
You're not replacing me. Please, please help.
Your presence here is a great gift. Not just
When are you
to
going to
Father,
tell me about this?
I hope you and Father try to make up the
No
time
one
you've
can't talk
lost.
about that.
Family is important.
Remember to conserve power at every opportunity.
We don't... usually welcome outsiders. I hope you can...
Dr. Fillmore.
I think that was enough excitement for, well, ever. Thank you, really. Couldn't have managed it without you. I'll make sure the agitator gets where it needs to go. I understand Father is anxious to get you involved in something else. You'd better not keep him waiting.
A clean and healthy work environment is essential to maximum productivity.
Father is more than just our leader. He is our creator.
Any additional pain? How's your energy?
No more than I expect from a
I see. You're sticking to the regimen we agreed upon?
Yes, Doctor. I'm taking all my little pills.
Interesting.
Yes.
You wanted to see me?
I understand mass fusion was a success, despite interference from the Brotherhood of Steel.
It would have been much quicker if they hadn't gotten in the way.
Yes, they are becoming a nuisance. The Brotherhood's intervention must be placed in a larger context, however, given their penchant for hoarding technology. Future conflict with them is guaranteed. We are, after all, keepers of the most advanced technology in the Commonwealth, if not beyond. It also cannot go unnoticed that there were concerns within the Institute about your allegiances. I, of course, never doubted your commitment to our cause. But by directly confronting the Brotherhood, I think you've put some others at ease. I'm proud of you, regardless. The Brotherhood is an issue for the future, and we must focus on the present. And look at me, rambling on like the old man I am. I'm wasting time. You're needed elsewhere at once.
I only just got back. Now what?
I understand, but we have a problem. While you were working with Dr. Fillmore, a small team was dispatched elsewhere in the Commonwealth. Dr. Thompson was tasked with inviting someone from the Commonwealth to join the Institute.
Let me guess. He botched the job.
It is unclear exactly what happened, but at this time I am not concerned with placing blame. There was no indication that this would be a problem, but the arrival of the team was an unwelcome surprise to Mr. Wallace. Somewhere along the way, he must have realized we'd been monitoring him from a distance. He called in mercenaries to defend him. I'm sure they're nothing we can't handle. Ensure the safety of the team and Mr. Wallace, and see that they all arrive back here safely. I'll be waiting.
Huh?
Your destruction is inevitable. Targeting sensors fully operational.
Oh, thank God you're here. I was starting to worry we might not make it out of this mess.
It wouldn't have been such a mess if you handled it differently.
I never claimed to be suited for field work, and I explicitly stated that when given this assignment. Mercenaries. You believe that? There was no intelligence to suggest that he was that paranoid. I know he's potentially important to Phase 3 and all, but I'm not sure it's worth putting ourselves in harm's way.
Far as I can tell, you were only in harm's way because you screwed this up.
Look, I had the same intelligence reports as everyone else. No one saw this coming. I know they've been keeping an eye on him for years. Not sure how they originally found him, but probably don't want to know. But once they realized how smart he was and what an asset he could be for Phase 3, they watched pretty closely. I think they even fed him scientific material from time to time to see how good he was, you know, testing him, to see if he was Institute material. Let's just get Wallace and get out of here.
What do you mean, get Wallace? You don't have him already?
I know. There's a slight problem with that. He doesn't want to go with us. I was thinking, maybe you could try and talk to him.
I guess I'll have to. Since you're useless?
I think that's a little unfair.
Mr. Wallace, I'm here to talk to you.
You're another one of them, aren't you? Are you a robot?
Don't be ridiculous. Of course I'm not a robot.
That's exactly what a robot would say. I've heard all the stories. I know exactly what happens to people when the Institute shows up. Well, it's not happening to me.
Just shut up and listen to me. We're not here to hurt you. But if you make this difficult, you're going to regret it.
Okay, all right. What do you want from me? Why are you here?
I can't tell you what it's about, but it's important.
Look, I'm really not comfortable with anything that's happening right now.
The Institute has an engineering problem that your scientific expertise could help solve. In exchange for helping us out, you'd be granted access to the most advanced research facility imaginable. Whatever research you wanted to perform. Anything. It's possible there. I promise. You'd be safe and secure in a way that's completely impossible anywhere else.
This is an opportunity you will never have again. Don't be stupid. Don't pass it up.
Don't call me stupid. Okay, fine. I'll go.
I'm looking forward to working for you, future director. Okay. I think we've got this under control now. Thanks. Thanks for the assist.
Oh, screw you. There are plenty of things I'd rather have done than come fix your mess.
Wow. Okay. Message received. I'll see you back in the Institute.
Don't worry. You're safe from the sins here in Diamond City. Cool.
If it were real, it'd be super dangerous, I bet. I think it's way safer to just sit here and play music. Why do these objects keep moving? Because I move them, and then I forget. Here's Uranium Rock. A song about people getting rich by finding uranium. That worked out real well for all of us, didn't it? I'm joking, just joking. It went poorly.